We know from the police reports and the statement that was released by the city of Ekurhuleni that he lost his life in a fatal drive-by shooting. His remains were found in a vehicle with multiple gunshot wounds. Very sad situation, very sad for the family and very sad for his colleagues. And we have received word that his colleagues have been coming to, pay their respects to the family. The chief of staff is among those who have been here. The mayor of the city of Ekurhuleni, Nkosi Ndiphile Xakaza, was also here, as well as the EFF provincial chairperson Kululeko Dunga was also here. We now catch up with the family just to get a sense of how they're doing. Thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to speak to us. It's a very sad moment, it's a sad time, and Mpho was not in that position for very long. It was only 3 months. What could have possibly, what do you think? Did he find something within the 3 months, or was it the fact that, he came highly recommended for the position?
He was basically recruited by one of the executive members who was in the executive committee of the city manager, and probably it's headhunted because of how capable he was at the Attorney General's office. And that's the job that he's been doing for his last 14 years. And a very dedicated, passionate individual that this country needs at this point in time. And I'm not going to come up with rumors on it, but we can easily see the people with this expertise around auditing, how they have been, the history has shown how they've been passing on and passing on. And now today it has happened to one of us. And we understand how the other families felt about a tragedy like this. I mean, the young man is leaving 3 little kids behind. And after what we've done as a family to get him educated, to be where he is. So that's how we feel. And we're not going to speculate a lot. We have left this in the hands of the police, the investigation. As this morning, there's been senior officials from the city itself, and they have promised the family and guarantee the family that they will dig into the matter. They're not going to allow it to lie down. And our suspicions, we cannot say them now. It's all rumors until facts come out. But we're quite aware what's been happening around those things. There's so many incidences that we can cite, and people have been reading stories about it relative to what has happened to Mpho.
What would justice look like for you? I mean, as a family, you say he leaves behind his 3 children, a family, a wife, a father, a mother, uncles, aunts, uncles such as yourself. I mean, this must be devastating for the mother, the father, and those who are closest to him. Not that you're not close, but how are they holding up under the circumstances?
It is. I mean, if on Monday I couldn't talk to my brother, and then we had to allow them around Tuesday, and I've been here since Tuesday. It's heavy on them, and today again it's heavy. It's still heavy on them. They cannot just accept it as it is. Even myself, I mean, knowing Mpho, it's tough. I must really say it. It's a very painful exercise to this family. We never thought that this will happen. Yes, I know they say it's all God's act, but deep down in my heart, I don't think God can really allow such a cruel thing to happen. It is not. It is not. It's not. And I'm not going to accept that it's God's will. Yes, I'm religious in life, but not in this particular way. Not in this way. I mean, 8 bullets on a young man like this. Terrible.
What does justice look like for you as a family member?
To me, justice will be bring those people to board. But I doubt how long it's going to happen based on the history of such incidences. But what we can say is they must be brought to justice. I mean, if you look at the killers, I don't think the killers knows. I think these are hired killers. I don't think a very reasonable person will shoot a human being with 8 bullets. So there are people, that's my suspicion, with hidden agendas, who knew very well that Mpo's presence will stop certain things that has been happening there at Ekurhuleni. I mean, in 3 months' time, Enea's soul is gone for trying to interrupt, to make the city to be successful financially. I mean, auditing, we know what comes out of it.
Certainly trying to hold those who are found with their hands in the cookie jar accountable for their actions. And it's unfortunate that this is what has happened only just 3 months into the job. Are you hopeful that the police will be able to at least find leads at this point, unlike the other cases that you then refer to?
Yeah, no, thanks very much. As my brother is also indicating, yes, we are in distress, very seriously so. However, let's us acknowledge and appreciate that the police came today to meet with us just to do preliminary information that they want and to tell us how far they are and what are they actually doing. They've announced to us that the matter has been escalated to the provincial level, and we really appreciate that. A special task team were told by the police to say provincial commissioner, General Mtomin, have instructed to formulate this task team just purely to investigate it. We really appreciate it, and we hope God and our ancestors give them the power to do all what they can do at the end of the day. We all hope, all the community members, anyone, hope that these perpetrators should be arrested at the end of the day. I think that's at least one of the comfort to say there is some way that we are going to.
So you'd like to say something?
Yeah, I mean, finally, what I will say is, and like you're saying, it has been a recurring process. Do you know what I mean? And one way or the other, it must come to an end. We cannot afford to lose our own educated people in this particular way. We want to turn the country around, but we have such stumbling blocks. And that's about time. Crime needs to be stopped in this country. It needs to come to an end by hooks or crooks. This needs to be addressed.
Thank you. There you have it. Family members calling on something to be done about the crime levels, also expressing happiness in the fact that the matter or the case is being investigated by the provincial police department, and that they are at least hopeful that leads will be made in this regard, and also just expressing sadness over the loss of one of their own in the most brutal manner possible. And you would have heard one of the family members saying that, you know, no one in their right mind would shoot at a person 8 times. That just speaks to the tragedy and the extent of the injuries that Mpo Mafolo would have encountered or experienced in his final moments. The family is grieving and is starting to prepare for the funeral and other arrangements. However, those will be communicated at a later stage. For now, it is back to you in studio.